Hello everyone, I'm here. I'm a bit late, but pretty much on time. Did I set the stream to 9:30 or to 9? Can you tell me? I think I set 9:30, but I'm not 100% sure of that. Hello, Sway. Hello, Passifani. Hey guys, just give me a second. I'm trying to 9:30. Aha, so I arrived in time. Pretty good. Yes, because I was not here today. I was traveling to another city and came back, and so. But I calculated that at 9:30 I should be able to be here, and in fact, I am. So let me just. We just need to advertise the stream. I just need this string, and I need to send the string in Facebook, in Twitter, and in a few other places. So, how are you guys? All okay? All good? So actually yesterday I wanted to stream, but then I didn't. But what I did a number of tests, really a big amount of tests to debug why our NPC was not moving. And maybe the debug tests were not too interesting to you, so unfortunately at the end I still didn't find a solution. But I think that maybe tonight we can. Because I did so many tests yesterday night that I think we can. Wait a second, I just have to post it in the right channel. I did so many tests that probably I'm close to a solution at least. Okay, I may be close to a solution, or anyway, I understand a bit better where to look at. The problem that we have. Just finishing the few. Okay, I finished the advertising. The problem that we have is basically that our AI our NPC is not moving. Okay, and the server is giving kind of an error that the NPC cannot move. Now it doesn't give a lot of information, but I did few tests, and what I understood is that if I launch, so let me show you what I did, because I think it's important that you understand it. So maybe you can help me, okay? Because the more you understand, the more you can help me. That's the whole point of streaming, right? That's the whole point. Hello, Maui. Quick question on the chart: is the separation of hands from arm and arm from torso, etc., still important in a real mesh that has been splitting so far? Also, the animation transfer the old max into the new skeleton. I would like to do an animation which can. Yeah, the split is made for different reasons. So the first reason that we split the hands, the arms, and the torso, and the legs, and the feet, and the head, and the eyes, just to give the full list, is that we want to then substitute specific textures, right? So we want to change the gloves, right, or change the armor on the arms and on the legs, and we want to do it in separate pieces. I think this kind of customization is pretty good. I mean, I like it. I like to have this possibility to customize the hello Satya, to customize the character. So I think yes, it should still stay. Unless there is a smarter way to do it in Unreal that we don't know, or I don't know, and we can investigate if there is a better way, right? Like assigning multiple texture to the same, to the same object, and assigning the texture based on a mask, maybe. I don't know. There could be different ways, that you can, but the easiest that we found out at that time was to split it in different meshes. And so if you look at the Dermorian female, for example, is already split and is already Dermorian female is already split and is already working like that. And by the way, I did few changes to the Dermorian female, but if you look, let's say you have, for example, only the legs, right? They're not showing because for some reason the sun is on the other side, but there is basically only the leg piece weighted on the same skeleton, right? And so if we want to just change the legs in terms of geometry or texture, we can in an easy way, very easy way. And so, for example, another usage of that is that when we put on our robe, right, which is this one. Oops, what happened? I did something. Okay, I went down for some reason. What is it, this perspective thing? I clicked on something. Okay, I'm back to the normal. That is the robe, right? The wizard robe. And when we put on this robe, we want to remove, for example, the legs and the torso and the arms. And we do this so that we can avoid collision. So you don't see, let's say, pieces of the background legs coming out of the robe, right? So I think it's a cleaner solution because it allows more freedom, and we don't have to weight every piece in the perfect way. I don't know, it gives more freedom. Well, you could change the materials. Yes, you could change the material with the same mapping, maybe. Yes, but we will not solve the overlap of the polygons, right? So you will see, because most likely, like in a model like this one, it's very easy that the legs behind, I mean inside the robe, will stick out, you know, and I think it would not be very nice to see something that comes out of the robe. So it is what we reasoned on. And yeah, it makes sense for geometry. No, I don't think it is. I think the crystal space could manage. So, for example, the crank character is one piece, right? If you take the crank character, which I don't know if he's right or wrong, but anyway, for the fact that we cannot customize at the moment, yeah, but the skeleton is completely fucked up. The crown is one piece in Unreal, for example. Is not one piece in plane shift, so it's still separate pieces, but I think it's one piece. I imported it as one piece here, and yes, the skeleton is completely fucked up. I don't know why. And then the second thing you were saying was about what? About the fact that animations won't transfer? No, if the animation won't transfer. So when will we know if they transfer or not? Because that's a very important point for us. How do we know? Anyway, let me go to the topic of today, okay, which is NPC movement. We absolutely want to see that NPC move. I really want to see it move. So what I did, I tried to simplify the scenario, okay, because I thought that maybe is our character that is not working, because our characters are derived from a blueprint. I will show you how they are done, but I think you know it already. But I will show you again. Real classes. Let me open in Paint. So this is our classes are today. I think this is a pretty old picture, but I think it's still valid. So there is the Unreal Engine actor, which is called a character. I mean, in the code it's called character, but a character in the code. And we extended this, and we made our own C++ class, which is APS character, which is basically one-to-one with the old PlaneShift code character. And then we extended it again, and we did a blueprint, which has basically all the common functions that we want to exposed to blueprints, and then we specialized, say, in the fourth level, which is the actual 3D model. So there is the, say, the chain of classes that we are using today, right? Right or wrong, I have no idea, but it's how I've set it up. So it seems to work pretty much okay. So what I was thinking maybe there is something going wrong in one of these classes or one of these subclasses, and so this is why the character is not working, is not moving, right? It's not moving in our level. But unfortunately it's not that, because so what I did, I just created a very simple object, and let me go and take it, is under maps, client, no, maps, main world. So in our main map, which is called IDLA 0804 for whatever reason, I added a new character, right, which is actually this piece of armor, right? I added this piece of armor here, which is actually just an actor derived from a Real Engine character, right? And I placed it in the level, and to this guy, what I did, if I look at his blueprint, which is called Falling Armor, is this one. I mean, it was called Falling because we tested it for something else in the past. But it's this armor, right? What I did, I had here a loop. You see, in event begin play, we set a timer which is looping for 10 seconds, right? Every 10 seconds is looping, and it's calling this function which is called random move, right? And random move is actually just trying to move the object, and the only thing that it does, it takes the current actor location and it increments it by 10 centimeters on the x-axis and 10 centimeters on the y-axis. So it's moving by small bits every 10 seconds. I mean, we can do 50, makes no difference. And then sorry, here I was testing a bit of things. So this set actor location, I'm not using it anymore, so let me just remove it for a second because it just making things more messy. And let me also disconnect everything. Well, I can just delete it maybe. But I was testing two things. I was testing the simple move to actor, and I was testing the AI move to. Right, these two things, which are two ways to actually have a character move, right? To have a character move. So, for example, let's try this one. Let's try the move to actor, right? Which I think is good enough. Let's just go here. Let's remove this one for a second, and let's remove this and all of this, and let's just do controller object reference in gold. So I have to take self is myself, right? Yes, self. Can I get the controller of this? Get controller, we put it here, and then goal can be the position of the player. So if I do get player controller, can I do get player controller inside of this thing? Probably not. Unfortunately, I think I cannot do it because okay, let's try, but I think that this will probably fail. I don't know. Let's try to do this, but I don't know if this is really get pawn. Why don't I have get pawn? Get pawn, no? Come on. Get player controller. what is it called? Get player pawn. Get player pawn. Get player pawn, and then we give it as a goal. Okay, so in theory, every 10 seconds this thing should try. Let me just see if this returns something, because I'm not completely sure. Trying to move from. Let me just print out this. And this is already a new test I'm doing, okay? So I want to tell you what I did, but I think you're more interested in new tests than in tests that are actually not work, that didn't work, right? Because there are a few tests that didn't work. So I'm just trying to do another test and see, because I want to understand where is the problem. And at the moment, I don't know. Moving towards, and just let me see if I place my object here, what it will come. Okay, like this. Okay, so this is just trying to move towards me, right? So that falling armor should in theory move towards the player controller, right? Assuming this thing works here, which I'm not completely sure, and then it's just printing out after it moved the new position, right? This is what it's doing. So what I've seen, okay, it doesn't like this. Let's remove it. What I've seen is that if I launch the game in standalone mode or in simulate mode, I don't know, in standalone mode, I think is okay. The freaking armor moves, okay? So it moves properly. Now, I don't know if it moves with this example, we will try. But with the other example, which is the AI move to, this one, it actually moves. Which is very annoying, because if I launch it with my dedicated server, so with a client server setup, which is not using, let's say, the simulate inside the editor, it doesn't move. Which is very, very, very annoying. I think here I'm in the darkness, complete darkness for some reason. I'm still loading, I think. Yeah, still loading. I removed the lights. No, I need the lights. I need the light. Let me see. What did he print out? Did he print out something meaningful or not? New position, trying to move. It's printing something every 10 seconds. Moving toward character dummy chart. Yes, exactly. So it should be trying to move towards me. Why so dark, you ask? For some reason, this freaking thing is so dark. I don't know why, because maybe my BP sky is not fully up to date. So what I did the other day, yesterday, I added a new light. Yeah, actually it's here. The new light is here. Why is not working? Why this light is not lighting up anything? It should in theory. Should. Let me launch it again. So this armor in theory should move to me, right? And I've proven that if I launch it in this way with simulation mode, it actually works. Hello, Ami. Hello, Soup. Ami, maybe you can help me. I don't know. But, okay, you see? Okay, now we are in. There is the armor. There is the armor. You see it's moving? It freaking moved. I mean, it moved there. I don't know why it didn't move to me, but it moved. Right? For some reason, I think I cannot move because I don't have a character that moves. But you have seen it moving, right? I will show you again. But it moves. It freaking moves, right? With simple move to world, it moves. Now it's not very clear here because whatever. Okay, I'm not moving the mouse, huh? I'm not moving the mouse. The thing is here, the armor is here, you see it on screen. In 10 seconds, whoop, you see? He also rotated for some reason, I don't know why, but anyway. He moved to this location, which is probably where is the center of my character, okay? And my character at the moment is there. So now he's already at the right location, and so it's not moving away, but if I do something like, just to let you understand that this is working 100%, right? If I do, instead of simple move, actor, whatever, if I do this, right, and I ask it to move it of, I don't know, half a meter or 30 centimeters every time, and I say, okay, print this, I don't remember where this was, it was like this, and this it was like this, and this it was like this, and I save it, and I say play, right? And I say play. Did it just, instead of moving towards me, did it just move random, just moving 30 centimeters in one direction, okay? And yes, it's very dark because the setup of the light now we have it server side and so on. It's a long story, but this thing now will move. I'm not moving the mouse. Let's wait 10 seconds. Whoop, he moved, you see. Now in another 10 seconds he will move again. I'm not moving the mouse. Whoop, you see. So it's continuously moving in that direction, right? Every 10 seconds is moving to the right of the screen, right? Every 10 seconds. Obviously this is just a very simple move function, but what you can say, you can see that the armor moves. I mean, it's not very visible because there is the problem of the light, but you see that the armor is moving, right? You see it. Okay. It's moving. It's moving. So, it's moving fine. Now, the problem is that if I do the same, exactly the same, okay, new position, I should print this, but, okay. And so in our log, let me see if there is a log. I think there is a log. In our log, we get Unreal log 2. I don't know if it went here in this log, but it shouldn't. No. When you are launching it in the editor, it doesn't log anything. Could be. But anyway, it's not logging for some reason. It's not logging here when you launch it. But you saw it's moving, right? You saw it's moving. So now, exactly the same map, exactly the same code, exactly the same everything. I launch it with my client server setup. So dedicated server, right? Dedicated server on one side and client. Well, I can also avoid launching the client because we don't need a client. As soon as the server starts, it will start to execute that movement, right? So I will try to move the armor, right? Now it's printing a bunch of stuff. Now it's loading the levels, you see. After loading the levels, now the server is ready. When it's ready, a few seconds. Okay, now it's ready. Now it will count to 10. Apart from this, okay, here it is. Trying to move, you see this, trying to move from blah 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 to blah blah blah. And if you see the coordinates here are exactly the same, so he actually didn't move at all, but is saying that he moved and you have a success. Okay, so the first time seems to move, but it stays for some reason in place. and it's saying success. Now, from here on, he always say aborted. At least this is what he was saying. There it is. So look at this. It prints the same coordinates, and just as a result of the move, it says aborted. So like it cannot move. So, and if you go in game, and you look at that armor, it's not moving at all. So why it works in standalone and why it doesn't work with my dedicated server setup? So that's the question. That's the big question I have. And I've been researching yesterday night a lot, but I didn't find the solution yet. So we need to find the solution together tonight, because I want to see the thing moving in my setup, right? In my setup. I mean, I don't care that it works inside the editor. So if I look at this armor now, finally here we are in the full setup, you know. So I have the lights, the sky, because it's based on the time of the day. So whatever. This freaking armor is not moving. This freaking armor is not moving. And on the server side, it tries to move, but it says aborted, right? It says aborted, like there is no, I mean, like it cannot move. I don't know, like if there is a problem, right? And I don't know why. So what I did, the core changed from something to something else. These coordinates, no, they didn't change. You think they changed? I mean, we can take the first one if you want. The first one. So there is the level loading, right? So after the level loading, the first one is this one. But to me, the numbers are exactly the same, right? They are exactly identical. No, they didn't change. It didn't change the position. It didn't change the position. And in fact, again, now we time it out because and in fact, the armor is not moving. It's not moving. So what I did, so one test I want to do before going on in the debugging. One test I want to do, I want to try to use, instead of the AI move to, I want to do what I was doing before. So to go here and to do the simple move actor, right? This is what I want to do. The simple move to actor, which I think it will be exactly the same, by the way. This thing is not returning an error or anything, but yeah, unfortunately it's not returning any error. This guy is nice because he provides a movement result, so he's telling us if he can move or not. But let me try in this way, okay, with this other way. But I think it will still not move. So basically, when we use dedicated server and client separate, something is not working. Something is breaking. Something is breaking, you know, and I don't know why. This breaking armor is there, and if we look at the server side, which is here, new position. Yeah, so there is also another thing that is printing out stuff, unfortunately, which is polluting a bit. But you see, new position is always the same. Moving towards current character. So in theory, it would follow me. If this would work, it would follow me, but it's not doing it. It's staying exactly in the same position, right? Which is a real problem. I really don't know. Maybe replication. So what I did, my friends, is the following. I said, okay, let's go check the code, since we have all the source code of Unreal, which is great. Let's check what is happening on the server side when Unreal is trying to move it. Okay? And so I found out exactly the place where, I don't remember where it is though, but I think I have a breakpoint. So if I run it here, let me run it here. I think I have a breakpoint there. And again, we don't need the client, because the client is just the visual check for us, but the armor moves anyway, right? Well, it moves anyway if we use this method, the EI move to. Let me see if I hit my breakpoint also if I go through this other cycle, okay? So if I launch the server inside Visual Studio, what I found out is that the nav mesh is null. So it seems that in this configuration, our navigation mesh, which is the green board, you know, the green thing, is null. So it's not valid for whatever reason. Now I'm not 100% sure that no, the location of the crane knows it. It knows it because it's valid. It's a valid location, a valid actor. So we are printing out the name of the actor, and it's valid. And also I did it with the other method, but I'm just moving 30 centimeters in a random direction, right? And so that one doesn't need a target. And in that case, it's not working anyway. So the fact that the nav mesh is null, I'm not 100% sure, right, that I'm catching the right breakpoint in the right place. So this is what I'm trying to figure out now, because I didn't have the time. Then it was too late yesterday night and I had to give up. But I can do it now. So let me see what it's doing. So okay, so in 10 seconds this thing should trigger a breakpoint. It's printing out something though. A null object was passed as a word context object to get word from context object. I think I linked the wrong one. Wait a second. I think I linked because there are no players connected. Okay, yeah, that's fine. There are no players connected, and so it cannot figure out. Okay, that's fine. Okay, fine. I can connect. It's no problem. I can connect with the client, so at least he has a direction where he should go to, right? Because I connected the other piece of I connected the blueprint graph that is actually searching for a player, which is fine. I can connect. Anyway, it's doing it every 10 seconds, so we have no problem. So now I'm connected, I'm here. So the server now should not give that error anymore, in theory. What is my server? So yeah, it's trying to do it. He's trying to do it, but he's not doing it. Now, let me check if I can debug this. What is the name of the function? Is simple something. Simple move to actor. Okay, let's search this simple move to actor. I want to see what it's trying to do. Simple move to actor. Let's search it in the current project, which basically means anywhere in Unreal. If you have any other ideas, if you did this already, please tell me, let me, or if you want to search the internet and try to find. I mean, I searched the internet a lot and I didn't find any good tip on this. I didn't find any good tip, so it seems that it should work, you know, it should just work. Okay, simple move to actor is here. It's very close to the other one that I was doing, so let's debug this. Simple move to actor is, it should trigger now in 10 seconds. We should come here. Yeah, there it is. So he's trying to get the navigation system. The navigation system is actually valid, as you see. Then is doing something like control, navigation control, follow. What is this thing? This thing is valid. Path follow component seems to be valid. So then he's doing is path following allowed, which I have no idea what is it, but anyway, it's another check. And then he's checking if has reached the place. If he's already at goal, it says false, so meaning that he's not in the same location we wanted to move. He's not already at the target. Then script source keep only move one request at a time. Follow component get status. Idle abort move. I don't know what is this, but anyway, he's keeping it. Already at goal, no. Else, so here is where he's doing the thing. So maybe the breakpoint we should place it here. We should place it here. Nav data. You see, this thing is null. My navigation data is null. This is my problem. My navigation data is freaking null for some reason. Only when I launch it in a dedicated server mode. Only when I launch it in this mode. Because if I launch it from the editor, we have our navigation data. So my question is, do I have to do something more? Do I have to do something more to package my thing, to package my project, so that this navigation data is not null? Because if it's null, like you see here, it's completely null, this will never work. So it will not move, it will not do anything, it will just keep this cycle and do nothing. It will do nothing. And now you may ask why your navigation data is null. I don't know why my navigation data is null. We could debug why when he's loading this. You know, when he's loading this, but why my navigation data is null? I don't know. I have it in my editor. Yes, I have it. If I go here and I check my level, you see, my level is this. If I trigger navigation data, is this thing, which is this green, you know, this green mesh. And so we have navigation data in the level. And in fact, if we launch it in the editor, it works. It works. This freaking armor moves. But when I'm launching it in dedicated server. So one thing that I was checking is that there is a build here. Let me stop the server because anyway, I think we figured out that it's not working. So one thing that I was checking is that there is a thing that is called build paths. Here it is, build paths. I don't know what this thing is doing, but did he build it? Message log. It gave me this log, but if I do build paths, building progress, navigation building completed. Okay, navigation. I don't know what this is doing. Maybe you can Google it, but I don't know if I click on building paths or whatever happens. I have no idea. But now I built it, so I want to see if now maybe my navigation mesh is not null. I don't know. Maybe I had to do that. Maybe I had to do that. I have no idea. But it seems a bit weird that you have to click on build navigation only when you're using the dedicated server. Maybe because it's using external data. What is going on? I know what is going on. He's trying to launch the hot reload of this thing. He's trying to launch the hot reload of this thing. We have no hot reload at the moment, and no, it's not trying to do it. No. Trying to launch an auto reload that doesn't exist anymore. Okay, it did it now. Anyway, it started now. No, it didn't. I don't want to rebuild all of this. Okay, let me close the. But let me maybe change it to. No, it's the same. It's the same. It's the same. Let me just save this. By the way, I don't know when you click on building paths exactly what it does, right? I don't know if it saves some additional files. Maybe you could check. We could check if there is inside saved. Inside saved, is there any asset data, autosave, game, package, character maps, client, main world, iliac? Maybe is inside of this, you know. 2305. I don't know. Maybe it's inside of this thing. But anyway, let's try to launch it again and see what happens. Okay. Yeah, the warning when you do the build was something about lights, so I don't think it matters, but because the warning was speaking about the fact that we have some light maps that are very big and may cause a performance issue. So it's just a warning not related to navigation. It was a warning related to something else, so I think we are fine. I think we are fine. Okay, it's launching this compilation again, which is okay. My navigation data is null, basically. My navigation data is null. I don't understand why. I don't understand why. Okay, now we complain about not having a client, right? Because we've seen this already. So when he's trying to move, so I need to have a one client connected, just because that thing is trying to follow me, and it doesn't know where to follow me. Yes, in fact, it's giving an error. It's giving an error saying it cannot find the object to move to, which is okay. Okay, so let me log in. I hope it doesn't follow me here in the character creation. Okay, now our navigation data is null. Fuck, it's still null. So building paths didn't do anything. It's still null, boys. I mean, I can debug the loading of this, you know, when it's trying to load the navigation. So what is exactly doing here? Let me check. So here it's doing navigation system is valid. So this navigation system is fully valid. He has whatever variables, game mode, and numbers and things, and active, and instant, and but as you see, there is a pointer here to main nav data, and it is null. So inside our navigation system, we have an invalid pointer. There are actually two. There is one which is main nav data and one which is abstract nav data. Abstract nav data seems to be fine, but I don't know if it's just a dummy thing, you know. I don't know if it's a real thing, this or not. I have no idea. But for example, active paths is empty. Nav data generator is null. I don't know. This abstract, I have no idea what it is. But the main nav data, which seems to be the one that we need, is actually empty. Right? So get nav data for props. Let me debug this line and see what it's doing. Get nav property ref. Okay, this is just getting some properties, which is fine. We don't care about the properties actually. And then it's doing this, which is get nav data. If supported agents is minor or equal to 1, return main nav data. You see, so it's just trying to access this main nav data, but it's freaking empty. It's null. It's never populated. It's never populated. It's not loading. It's not loading. Now I couldn't put a printout here and see when I launch it in the editor if it's valid, but I assume it is. So for some reason our navigation system is not working in a dedicated server mode. Hello Jared, I'm good today. I'm pretty good. Working on a pretty tough problem, which I guess is just something simple that we are missing actually, but I cannot figure it out at the moment. So I'm just trying to understand it and see why we have this problem, because it should be an easy problem in theory, but something is not working. Something is not working at all. Let me search this main nav data and see where it's coming from, okay? This get main nav data created from one if game get nav data is pending kill nav data. This should be done different. Nav data nav data index. I don't know if you are loading this. We can put a breakpoint here and see when it's calling this. It's basically assigning nav data set, which by the way is completely empty. So this thing is completely empty. Nav data set. So register nav data, return main data, create default filter. Is navigation built? But nav data set, this variable is used a lot in the code, right? This nav data set. In our case, it's completely empty. This nav data set is completely empty, believe it or not. Apply word offset. Here seems to be loading nav data set. Register nav data. We can also check here maybe and see if we are coming already with an empty thing. I know, but this register nav data was done after that, so no, we don't need this. But anyway, even if here is adding something, to add unique. So the source of everything seems to be this nav data here, right? The source of everything seems to be nav data. And I don't know if I'm doing something meaningful or not, just to debug and understand how it works, but at the moment I don't have many other ideas actually. I don't have many other ideas. Update custom link. What the fuck is this? On navigation area event. Get supported agent. Is there a function that is just like load freaking nav data? There is no load function. Is navigation dirty? Is navigation dirty? Cycling again on this nav dataset, which we don't have. And if it needs rebuild, okay, it needs rebuild. Maybe we can check if we can force the rebuild. Can rebuild delta navigation? Nav dataset, nav data. If nav data needs rebuild, can rebuild, is dirty. Can rebuild dirty navigation. It's only here. Is navigation dirty? I don't know, boys. There is something that is not working as expected. Even with this very simple actor, we just have a very simple actor derived from character. So let's say nothing of the plane ship code. It says the only difference is that when I launch my, I don't know if I need to have, I don't know if I need to have in my dedicated server and navigation system. I don't know, maybe is navigation here somewhere? Navigation is here, but it's not here. It is getting navigation, but it's not. Navigation invoker doesn't seem to work on dedicated server. Navigation invoker doesn't seem to work. I'm trying to use dynamic mesh and dynamic parent system. Invoker replacement registration. I added a register navigation invoker after begin play to be sure. This works for all the clients logging the run. One server client. However, in PA, if select navigation mesh doesn't appear. No. You see, but it seems that, I mean, there is really no people saying that there is a problem. So project setting navigation system allow client side navigation. I mean, we are server side, so yes, you are right, Tommy. When I launch the game, I mean when I launch the game in standalone mode, I see it. So if I launch it, let's try again because I don't remember. But if I launch it inside the editor, right? Apart from the fact that there is no light, which is a problem I don't know how to fix, but because now our time of the day is managed by the server, and so we have no light by default. But apart from that, let me try to launch it standalone, right? If I launch it standalone and I try to display the navigation mesh, let's see if it shows, right? Because this is what you are saying, and I think that is maybe okay. I mean, I think it may show. I would like to play. a second, I need to launch this. Map check completed. Okay, let me launch this map. Right. And let's see if I use the. So I'm now launching something that is called the standalone mode. Right? Standalone mode, which is basically trying to say run outside the editor. Right? And this is where our armor moves. Let me see if I can do zero map mesh. Yeah, as you see, it shows here. It is our freaking problem, you know. It is our freaking problem. When I display it, when I do it inside the editor, the green navigation mesh is here, right? It's perfectly here. Even if it's a bit high, I would say. I mean, it's above, you know. But okay, anyway. I mean, it's here, right? I see it. Now, when I'm in a dedicated server mode, so with server and client separate, I don't see it. But be very careful about this, because when you launch it in standalone mode, you basically have inside the client both the server and the client. Okay, this standalone mode is using like a listen server, what is called a listen server. So you have inside of this thing the client and the server running at the same time. So maybe I see it because it's actually being on the server side, but it's getting displayed anyway, right? This may be the thing. When I am in my dedicated server mode and my client server mode, then the navigation mesh should exist only on the server side, because there is no reason why the navigation mesh should be on the client side, because it's never used, right? It should never be used client side, I think, to my knowledge, because the movement is completely driven by the server. Now we'll launch that map from the launch main menu. What? I don't understand what you're saying. You want me to launch it from the menu where I log in? I mean from the login window? Yeah, we can try. I don't know if it makes any difference. You mean from the UI, from the login UI? So from the what is the first one? The first one is this one, the login widget. You want me to try to launch this one? But I don't know. Do you think it will work? I don't know. I have no idea. It's starting here anyway. It's starting in this map anyway. I think it is launching maps. You know, it's not launching UI. It's launching maps, not UI. So maybe what is the map? What is our map that is actually launching the? I don't know. Maybe it's this one, client startup map. I don't know exactly how we did the setup at the beginning. I don't remember. If it's anyway a map that is the menu in, I don't remember. Ah, yes, it is. It's this one. So the starter map is called client startup map, which is this one. If I log in, do you think it will work? It doesn't have a server, so. Or anyway, or he has a server here, but I don't think it does all the. If I click on login, it does nothing. By the way, I would like to have a console, but I have no console. Someone told me to activate developer tools. and then visual logger, which I have no idea what it is. Start. What this thing is doing? Nothing. I don't know what is this thing. Someone told me to enable this to see more stuff. No, but it's not working this way. But anyway, why you wanted this? I mean, just to be in game. Um, I think we will. I think we will. I think it will work actually. You know. I mean, I think it will. We will see the map. We will see the thingy. We will see the navigation there. The problem is when I split between client and server, then my navigation mesh is empty. I'm so annoyed by this. I don't know how to fix it. If you have any other idea, let me know. Check nav mesh. Okay, here is a place where it's checking. Let me see what it's doing here. Is draw map warnings. Is navigation auto update enabled? Navsys supports navigation generation. Can rebuild the navigation. Message. Can rebuild the dirty navigation. I would like to find a place where this navigation is actually, you know, loaded and used and generated, because there must be a place where we load up, you know, we load our client or our server and the navigation is getting checked. Just have no idea where it is, but should be inside navigation system in theory. Let me see if there is a build navigation mesh or something like that. There is a build. Trigger navigation building on all eligible navigation data. Okay, there is this build, but it's virtual, so I don't know. No, there it is. I think this is where it's building the. So let's put a breakpoint here and see what the hell it's doing. Spawn missing navigation data. Project prox rebuild all. Now iterate through all the register and just start building them. Rebuild all. So this thing. Maybe we can enable this log navigation. Maybe we can enable this log. How do I enable this log navigation? I mean, more generic question. How do I enable logs? Because I never did it. I never did it. How do I enable a log? It's probably inside the fault engine. It's inside the fault engine. I have to tell him that I want a specific log. Do you know that? The fault engine is under configs. I think it should probably be here. I never did it actually. I created a lot of logs, but I never did this. Ah, yes, here it is. Log. Ah, no, I did it already probably. So I want log navigation to be very verbose, right? And there was also another one I wanted to set, which was the AI. There is a AI log, log AI navigation equal to very verbose, right? Yeah, we want it very verbose. Okay, so let's stop this, and I don't want to do it with the editor open because the editor open is a bit annoying, because it does the auto reload. So if I launch now the server only, right, it should be going to one log, I want to see if it's printing more stuff. Is it log 2, log 3, log 4? Which log is this? So which log is this? 2320. All these numbers are fucked up. And for all the timing, it says 2039. I mean, it's not 2039 for sure. So yeah, the last one is this one, okay? Is PS and real log. So, but anyway, I want to see if when the server is starting, is giving. Can I reopen this? Is printing any error messages about the navigation system? This is what I want to see. So let's search for navigation. Wow, 0. Okay. I didn't print anything at all. Why didn't print anything at all? I mean, do I have to enable the log navigation? Why didn't find it? I searched for navigation because okay, log navigation, UI navigation system on post load maps, which I have no idea what it means, but anyway, is doing something after the loading. Not spawning navigation data for default since indivated. What the fuck is indivated? Indivated navigation data type is not configured for dynamic generation. What the fuck does this mean? Not spawning navigation data, but this could be our problem, right? I mean, it's saying that it cannot do something, cannot spawn navigation data for default. What the fuck indivated means? It's just a typo in the error message, or is really the way they want it to do? They want. I don't think it's an English word, is it? Indivated doesn't exist. I was thinking that it's code executed, broke navigation, but when you launch the map in standalone, it opens without any player or logic. Yes, it doesn't open. Yeah, I know. That will be something nice to fix, because if I could launch in the editor, I can use some additional debug tools, I think. But this log is very interesting. I don't know what is this indivated thing here. Can we search these errors somewhere? I think we are in a very dark side of the code, you know. Indivated doesn't exist. Doesn't exist at all. Indicated. Maybe is a indicated. So they press the V instead of the C. Yeah, because they are close, right? V and C are very close. So I think is since indicated navigation data type is not configured for dynamic generation. Okay. Okay. I feel I'm in the dark side of the code, you know, where there are prints out with typos. Where are we? We are in spawn missing navigation data. There is, if not already instantiated navigation data, called creator function, supported agents, agent support. So my feeling, you know what is my feeling? My feeling is that my dedicated server is not supporting navigation of some kind. So you know that there is a target when you create your navigate your dedicated server. You declare what are the modules that you want or something like that. I have my Unreal Server target, right? Extra modules. No, there was something else. It was not like this. It was. Let me check. Wasn't there one of these files which was saying extra module? No, no, it was not this one. No, it was not this one. There was another one which was saying, for example, if you needed no, I'm remembering wrong. I don't remember if it was the U project. Ah, here it is. Here it is. So it's the actual U project. It's saying additional dependencies, core, UMG, engine, AI. I don't know. Maybe I also need navigation there. You know, maybe I also need navigation. I don't know because he's not using it or something. I have the feeling we are not loading some. We are not telling the engine to do the navigation thing server side. This is my feeling. And usually my feelings are good, so it seems that we are not our, but because this error message is interesting anyway. Let's see if there is any other one, but I don't think so. So after it finished loading all the levels, it's saying not spawning navigation data for default, which by the way I don't know what is this default, since indicated navigation data type is not configured for dynamic generation. Navigation data type is not configured for dynamic generation. Let's try to search only this piece, maybe. Dynamic navigation mesh. What the fuck is a dynamic navigation mesh? Hi there, I'm calling work on third-person shooter where the player has the possibility to build objects inside a world to defend himself against enemy. I was wondering if it's possible to use a dynamic navigation mesh that updates every time the player spawns an object. People use some kind of technique when you. So it is basically that the navigation is built at runtime. Oh, that's very cool. So it's not static, but our navigation is static because project setting, navigation mesh, runtime generation. Okay, so this costs us nothing. Let's just enable it and see if it does something different. So let's go and just enable that to see if there is something related to this dynamic generation. You cannot send me links. I know you have to, and I cannot enable you. You can just do something like this. Just put a space instead of the dot and it will work, I think. In Discord is fine. Yes, probably easier. In Discord, on the plane shift, Hamid is maybe okay. Okay, I think I've seen that question already. I think I've read this because I was thinking the problem could be level streaming. Just because one level streaming, I got some problem with it. I have a persistent level that's almost empty. I want to load different environment by level streaming. The sub level contains a nav mesh. From what I can tell, they get probably loaded too. When I turn the visibility on, it looks okay. But my pine finding doesn't work, and I assume the nav system doesn't know about the streaming level and nav data. What do I need to do here? Hello, there is currently a problem with navigation streaming. Take a look at the forum post linked below. It should contain information you need to get this working properly. A If it does not resolve the issue, you have additional question. Thanks for replying. I don't know if that's a solution for me. I mean, I don't know. I mean, this guy didn't even try. Okay, let's try. Yes, we are using sub-levels and level streaming anyway. Ah! That link doesn't exist anymore? No. Please. Oh, it does. Problem. I'm a very hard time to solve this problem. Persistent world main, sub-level 1, sub-level 2. Yeah, it's exactly our situation. I'm loading the persistent level world which is loads of level 1. Some level contains. The events are funny, but it can seem to find enough mesh, and even more, it keeps telling me that enough mesh needs to be rebuilt. Yeah, but you know what? Why it works in the editor then? I mean, if it's a problem with sub-level streaming, why it works just in the editor? You know? Just because maybe you load one level only? Yeah, could be. Okay, let's assume that. I know in fact this works because I load the sub-level 1 directly and play the AI and mesh work. Similar to what we have, huh? Hi, to make your setup work, you will need to place nav mesh bounds volume in the persistent level instead of the sub levels? Holy shit! Delete all recast actors and nav mesh bounds from the sub level. Place nav mesh bounds volume in the persistent level and set runtime generation on recast actor to dynamic. This way, whenever you stream in or stream out, the sub level will be generated. Holy shit! I think that's it, Amy. I think that's it. That's exactly our problem, I think. I think that's exactly our problem. The only thing is that this was 2014. No, this was 2015. So 3 years later, maybe they have been smart and they just nav mesh. No, what was it? Dynamic generation, navigation mesh. There should be an enable runtime generation. Runtime generation static, random generation dynamic. Okay, so maybe now, if it's 3 years later, maybe just this single setting may work for us, you know? Maybe, but I think you got something very close to the problem, eh? Very close, because we are in that situation. So let's see if now launching the server. Now we will also try to move the nav mesh boundaries, okay? But I first want to do this test just by enable dynamic generation, because maybe they've been smarter 3 years later, and so they did it in a way is using max of 8 workers to build navigation. Oh my god, our verbose. Okay, let's connect with the client. I have hope, boys, I have hope. Where is our decorator? He's not here anymore. This armor will move. This armor will move, boys. I have hope. Okay, let's connect. Let's connect. Don't lose faith. Don't. Oh, he moved. He's moving to me. He's moving to me, boys. He's moving. He's freaking moving. Look at that. Amir, armor, Amir. Amir, you're following me. Amir, come to me. Come to me. You'll never reach me. I'm smarter than you. Come here. You reach me. Hello, little armor. Little flying armor. Hello. Come to me. Let's try if it works with the whistle as well. It works, huh? It works in different ways. It works with the whistle. It works with the snapping fingers. I don't know. Yeah, it works. It works also with snapping fingers. It's a very smart armor, by the way. Perfect. Okay, it works. So basically, the point is, oh my god, I have to post this everywhere because people don't know. People don't know this thing, so and people will be crying a lot for this. Hemi, we did it. Hemi, we did it. He moves. Okay, now let's go to the NPC because the NPC I think is still there, right? The NPC, where is the NPC? Where am I? The NPC is enabled. The NPC is searching for me. You don't know, but he's searching for me. What is the armor? He's following me everywhere. Can he follow me also up here? Yeah, she's following me. If I jump here, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're coming close, huh? If I jump from here to there, it starts to be tough, huh? He's coming to me. Look at that, it's pretty smart armor. We have a very smart armor. What if I jump to an impossible place, like this? What are you doing now? What are you doing now, armor? You're fucked, huh? You cannot move. Yeah, because this, I think this ledge, this very small ledge I'm on, is not in the navigation map. So, considering it's not in the navigation map, it cannot, yeah, it doesn't find a path to me, you know. It looks a bit sad, you know. It's like, where is my owner? Where is my owner? I'm there alone. Where is he? I'm here. You don't see me, but I'm here. I'm here on top of this thing. Okay, I'm back. I'm here. Come here. Boom. It is pretty cool if you think about it, you know, because if you think to all the stuff that we did in freaking plane shift to have a character move to us, you know, is an insane amount of code, and it works like shit, by the way. It really works like shit. This thing we get fully for free, you know. Fully for free. So this thing is following me, and I didn't write a single line of code. It's pretty cool, I have to say. It's pretty cool. What if I jump on you? Can I jump on you? I can jump, but you are not round you are round at the top, so I cannot jump. Okay, let's go to the NPC. Where is the NPC is here. So now the NPC in the last test I did can actually see me. Oh my god, she's moving to me! Oh my god, she moved to me! Holy shit! This is insane. It worked. It worked perfect. Hello, baby. Follow me. I'm here. So, the algorithm that we are using with the NPC, I'm so happy about this. I'm so happy that it works. I'm so happy about this. And now we have her and the arm. Okay, anyway. We have two pets. Now, the way it's configured for the NPC is that there is a visual check. So she follows me until she sees me. If she doesn't see me anymore, for whatever reason, she will not follow me. So if I'm like here, if I'm in a place that she doesn't see me, she will not follow me. So if I go like, I don't know if there is a maximum distance. I don't remember if I configured the maximum distance, but if I try to hide, you know, she will. Yeah, the armor the armor doesn't have the visual check, so the armor is following me anyway. Actually, the armor is smarter than the lady, but if I hide like here, she doesn't see me, she doesn't follow me. But as soon as I appear, I think, like here, she starts to follow me. Now, if I disappear again, she should stop. Oh no, she comes to me? Okay. I think she comes to me. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. I have a pet now. We have two pets. We have a magical armor and a merchant. So the good thing, you know what is the good thing of this thing? I can bring the merchant with me, and I can trade anytime. That's so good. I can trade anytime, whenever I want. It's very cool. I have one of the NPC always following me. I can trade any armor. I can sell any armor. She brings all her inventory with her, so I can sell, I can buy. She has these weapons, I can buy a weapon, I can click buy, I put my weapon, I go here, I drop my weapon here, then we go around and say hello, come with me, she follows me. It's like having a shop, with us, you know? Pretty cool. What if we go inside of this? Can she jump into thingies? She doesn't like it. She doesn't like the water. Also, the armor doesn't like the water. They are not following me inside the town for some reason. So now she doesn't see me. No, she saw me. Fuck it. She totally saw me. Okay, so if I'm here, she doesn't see me. You see? She doesn't see me. The armor is coming to me because it's smarter than her, but she doesn't come to me. Now, if I go in a place where she sees me, like here, she still doesn't see me. Okay? Let's try to go in a very distant place, but a place that she sees me, like here. Let's go like here. Let's go here. Here she sees me. Doesn't give a shit. I think there is a maximum range. Probably that I placed. No? Yeah, there is a maximum range. I think I placed like 15 meters or so. But it's working pretty well. It's working pretty well. That is very, very, very good. This is super good. That is very, very, very good. Well, they can trade if they follow me. So I become the shop. Yes, they will not be able to trade. Like also because this one is actually Armquest. I mean, in our example, is Armquest. So it's like if I'm bringing Armquest with me the whole time, which may be pretty handy, you know. But okay, I think it works good. I like to have this lady follow me in the armor as well. Let's try to mess up with this. She got stuck. She has probably a bigger bounding box than me. It seems that she got stuck in the alley somehow. Let's see if we can recover her somehow. You should see me here. She may be stuck. Yeah, she's stuck into that thing. I think she's stuck. Hello? You stuck? Hello? I think she's stuck because she moved a bit. Fuck, I'm stuck now because the armor is collision. Okay. Because if I go this way, she moves a bit. Look, 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 look. Yeah, she moves a bit, but then she gets stuck. So I don't know exactly how she went there, but it seems that she cannot exit from there. Maybe we can just reduce a bit the collision box, you know, and but we may still have the issue. We may still have the issue of the character getting stuck. Character getting stuck somewhere. Yes, this is what I will do, Maui. Yes, I think I will. I mean, at the moment I'm testing with one NPC, but I think in the future we will populate the map very soon. Also because I would like to test advanced quests, you know, and why my trees are black? Why my trees are black? They were not black before. Is the dynamic generation making something weird to those trees? Could be. Those trees will have to be changed anyway. Those trees are very, very old and very, very bad. The lady's stuck, so sorry, she will stay there forever. And the armor, I think the armor is still following me. Yeah, the armor is following me everywhere. Pretty cool. So, okay, so one thing I really want to do is to post this finding somewhere because I searched so much, and I didn't get any reasonable post apart from this one that you found. But let me check what is this. So the right answer is exactly this. No, it's not even this one because they improved it. You know, so in 2015 you have to move the nav mesh bound to the persistent level, which was very, very bad because it means that we didn't have any control of the nav mesh bound, right? Or anyway, very bad control. Now we can keep it in our level, but considering is generated, so yeah, I think let me just take some of this text. Let me get some of this text because I think it's a good text. So so there is no mention. Simple AI character attempts to find one. Yeah. So we can say I want to put some of the keyword, you know, that I placed in my searches just to be sure that people find it because they were so frustrating not to find anything. I think I will post the question and I will answer to myself. Is this me or not? No, this is someone else. My character doesn't move. I think all the questions where there is people saying why my character doesn't move, why AI move doesn't work, I would like at least to post like a link to the other one because so let me post the question and answer to my own question, which is I think is so what do we place in the title? But you know, the question is why was working in the editor because we were loading only one level, right? So that's the difference. That really tricked me. That really tricked me. So you remember when you asked me to say to launch it fully, from the login? I think then in that case it would not work because it was using the streaming levels. You want me to update the roadmap? Yes, we are way above the roadmap. Way above. We did much more. Yes. So I think what I want to say. I want to say. I want to say so many things. I mean, I want to put in so many tags like nav data. I used, for example, identify the fact that this nav data was fucked up, but I couldn't find any reference to this. Main nav data, you know, main nav data, null. There is a similar question. Why my main nav data is null? Ah, yes, this one I've seen. But the answer was completely different. Was the fact that he didn't. This guy was having a problem with. Yeah, but it's very similar. I mean, I think this kind of title is where I landed at the end. So I think I can say the same. I want to say nav data, main nav data, navigation system, navigate in navigation system is null, and then my character doesn't move. My character doesn't move in. Yeah, my character doesn't move. Okay. So I want to post it in. Where do we want to post it? In packaging? No, in Blueprint, in C++? I don't know, let's put it in place. I mean, it's not really C++ because let's post it in Blueprint because it's valid also without any C++, you know. And I would like to say hi. I'm having a problem. I mean, we can keep this thing. I am using world composition, which is then streaming levels, because world composition and streaming levels are two different things, but when you speak about world composition at the end you are still streaming level in, you know. I'm using world composition in a dedicated server setup, and dedicated server setup, and my character and my character doesn't move when using we were using two things, the AI move. Let me just quit this. Let me also quit this. We were using two things, the simple move to actor and the other one which is called AI move to. So when using AI move to or simple move to actor, I'm using word composition which is to be having the case that my character doesn't move when using if I so I have nav mesh bound in my level. I have nav mesh bound in my level, and I can see it in the editor when I press P. I have my nav mesh here, right? So the answer of this guy, which was a good answer, was what? Was loading position. To make this double work, we need to place nav mesh bound volume. So this is not needed anymore. So the only part is this. The only real part is this. Well, let me just post this question and then I will just answer. Tags are required. Blue now. Real engine 4, and then we can see. We can say world composition. That is exist. Yes, the world composition. Streaming levels. Streaming level. And navigation mesh or navigation, and that's it, I would say. Okay, sorry, I'm taking some time in posting this, but I think it's very useful for everyone else. So I think it's very useful to anyone else. So I think we should post it because I have the feeling there should be more. I mean, it took me a lot of time to search, then it took very little to you to search, but so I found the answer to my problem. The issue is because I'm using world composition, and so the nav mesh needs to be loaded dynamically as it doesn't exist in the persistent level, which is the one loaded at the start. So you have to set what did we set under project settings? So we went under project settings and we set project setting navigation mesh. Yes, so project settings navigation mesh, and then set runtime generation to what? To dynamic. Runtime generation to dynamic. This way, whenever you stream in or stream out a sublevel, the mesh will be regenerated. And so your character will now move. Okay, nice. We spent some time on this, but I think it was really needed. So I hope someone else finds it, and I upvote my own post. I cannot. Okay, fine. Yeah, your character meaning the NPC or whatever. Yeah, I mean I can say NPC. Yeah. Your actor. Let's say. Let's say your actor. I mean any actor. Okay, now nice. Now that we have this, also here maybe instead of character, yeah, character is not good. My actor, or let's say, and an actor which and an actor set up with AI move to, I mean, in an actor set up with a blueprint containing AI move to or simple move to actor doesn't move, right? I have a mesh bound and I can see it in the editor. What is the exact name of the nav mesh? It's called nav mesh bounce volume. Okay, I have a nav mesh bounce volume. Okay, good. Okay, fine, we did this. So, well, now that we have some artificial intelligence, some stuff that can move, we can do a lot of stuff now. We can do a lot of stuff now. We can do a lot of stuff. So, why I did that example? Well, I did that example because I wanted to test, particularly the if you remember, we did this blackboard and the behavior tree, right? That is what we did 2 days ago, or whatever. Yeah, 2 days ago, I think. So this behavior tree, this is what we did. So it's actually working okay. So it's doing what it's supposed to do. Now, do we understand it fully? Probably not. So every 3 seconds, the lady is doing. Oh my god, this graph. Yeah, one thing I have to do is to simplify this graph. Because it's actually a bit of a mess. I added like 1 million freaking printouts because I was testing it yesterday, and I added 1 million printouts. So maybe we can clear it out a bit. Yeah, let's clear it out a bit. It's so messy at the moment. So what we are doing here, let me try to, wow. Let me try to simplify it a bit, okay? So here, my location. So this block here is doing. This graph is really a mess. This block here is completed. So this block here is only checking the NPCs to exclude. So this block here is check if the actor is player controlled, or is a player, let's say, is a player. In this case, no. Check if the actor is an NPC. In this case, exclude him from the aggro list. So basically, we are only following other players. We are not following other NPCs. Okay, as an NPC. So this thing. Let me see if there is. Well, there are some printouts. I think I can remove these printouts. It's really not very needed. Because this works, so I don't think I need to have this. I think I just need this and each player control, and that's it. So that's enough. So this thing is just putting in this variable, in this NPC array, the list of actors that he has to ignore, right? That is what it's doing. Then after this, is doing the multisphere thing. So is actually here is searching the actors in the surrounding. So this part here, actor location. I don't really care about the actor location actually. I think we can remove this printout. It's not needed anymore. It was just again another printout to, yeah. So this we can remove, and get actor location. Why we even do this? Yes, anyway, this thing is searching around the player. Is searching around the player, no, around the NPC, if there is a player to follow, right? So this part here, which I think now is a bit more compact, yeah, like this I think is okay. Is doing a for loop for all the elements, and it's searching players around around him, around 20 meters. I think it's 20 meters. Yes, it's a 20 meters range. So it's searching players in a 20 meters range, and if he finds someone, what is doing here? He's printing a bunch of stuff which I think we don't need anymore. All these printouts I think were or maybe the hit we can keep. Okay, this one maybe we can keep because he's really the guy that we are trying to follow. Then here are all the plays. So here is searching for. So here is searches other players, searches entities in 20 meters radius from the NPC. Well, at this point searches players. Okay, so this is what this piece is doing. Then it's just printing out some stuff. It's okay, but then here what it does, we don't need this printout anymore. Let's remove it. This printout I want to remove, so I can go here directly. This I can remove, and all of this I can remove. Yeah, just trying to make it a bit more reasonable because it's really too complex. So here what we are doing, we are checking the visibility. So we check first of all if his player control. I don't know why we do it again, but branch if his player controlled. We did this check already before. Why we are doing it again? Why we are doing it again? I don't think we need to do it again, right? We find someone, and this someone must be a player, so it's player controlled for sure. So this check is makes no sense. I think I did it because I was testing a million things, and for whatever reason, but this check is not needed anymore. So also this is not needed anymore, and the only thing we need to do is that, yes, we print this, and then we just do this. So we check the visibility. So what this piece is doing is just to trace another line, to do another trace around that between my location, right? Between my location and it's still a mess. This graph is still a mess, but it's getting a bit better. So this part, excluding the printouts, which I will continue to keep out of the graph, this part is doing a visual check if the target is in view, right? If yes, follow. If not, stop follow. This is basically what it's doing. It's just that. It's doing nothing else than this. So it's just tracing another hit. I mean, throwing another trace so that it decide to follow or not follow based on that. Okay. And then yes, there is already, I think it's clear enough here. Is this is just saying follow the guy, don't follow the guy. Follow this guy, don't follow this guy. And then it's setting, okay, this information as the target and anything else. So everything else is exactly as in the example. Okay. I think it's fine. Why we are printing this twice? We are printing follow this guy and visual checks finds. Okay. Ah yes, because no, they are two different printouts. Okay, it's fine. I think we can keep it like this. I mean, it's not perfect, but now, do we need this code? No. But do we want to keep it here as a reference? I would say yes. So I mean, our NPC would not use this code because our NPC would use a much more complex code. But I should make the post solved. Okay, make the post solved. Can I do it even if it's my own answer? How do I make it solved? I don't think I can mark. Ah, yes, I can. Ah, yes, I can by clicking it. Yeah. Okay. I think I have others that I did. I never clicked on. Let me check. There are probably other questions that I. Yeah, like this one. Yeah, this one I marked it. This one is still open. Expose one click event with Paris Visual Button template. This one also was another one that I posted but was actually an answer. This is still me, right? Yeah, it's still me answering to my own question. Because sometimes I just ask a question and post the answer when I know, when I don't know. There's a question. Probably I now have an answer, but mutually exclusive checkboxes. Yes, it is also the one that I answered myself. There are many questions that I posted and answered. I can mark them as resolved. This one is very old, but also okay. Anyway, I think it's fine. The ones that are older than 1 year or 2 years, I think I will leave. Thanks for that. I think it was a good suggestion. So now what? What we want to do with this NPC, boys? So we can have them move. We can have them move, which is very, very nice. We can have them move anywhere on the map. Now, the biggest question ever for us, is, do we want to use some of the old system for scripting NPC movement? I think the answer is no, but we have to decide this because we really had a lot of stuff done in the old code for having NPC move. For example, for having tribes move, for having NPC move across the map, and such. So the first thing that we have, for example, is waypoints, right? So we have defined in the database waypoints. Now, how do I do waypoints in Unreal? No idea. Is there an easy way to do? I hope so. Unreal navigation waypoints. How do I set waypoints in Unreal? There is a tutorial. I like tutorials. Video tutorial. Hello guys. Welcome everyone. About how to make a waypoint system. Yeah, I want to know. I don't know if it's the standard way though. Check the location upon the gameplay. Waypoints are visible through walls on the scale screen. Okay. To make them visible through walls, first need to understand what it is about buffer and type of NPC which other which one is the buffer. What is this? Why is working on textures? A bit confused about this. I'm very confused about this. Let's remove the audio. Another thing about waypoints is that the camera is facing. You has been No, but you mean there is no the skin has been built but always in the same size. We have two options size X and no, I mean, but man, is he really adding a cube or a thing too? Ah, no, this guy is doing. I think I understand what he's doing. He's doing something much more complex. So he's creating a way to lay down waypoints, no? I think he's doing making a system that allows him to no, but it's not what it's not the waypoints I want. No. This is not the waypoint I meant. I mean waypoints for navigation. Quest map and navigation system. I moved to specific waypoint. Nah, this is another thing I think. So is there a standard way to put waypoints? I have this type of card I want to be able to set a move pane while placing the wall, but once they do that, they move the random point, I will move them. You could add an actor without visible mesh, they would function as a waypoint. Yeah, I know, but isn't there a standard way in Unreal to do waypoints? Do I really need to create an actor for each of the waypoints? That would be very messy. No? Don't you think it's a bit messy if I have to create an actor for each... Okay. Please. There must be something, right? There must be something standard on this. Everyone needs waypoints. No, I think it's nice, Maui. We keep it like this for now, just as a test. We keep it like this, so the NPC will follow me everywhere. In the range of 20 meters. Maybe we can reduce the range, you know? So only when we go close. But then when we go close to when we go close to trade, she will follow. We could place a random thing that is doing it also sometimes, you know. So if someone else is using this code, some of the other people just randomly she start to follow, they will go like, "Whoa, what's happening?" She's following me now. No, okay. So what I wanted to say is, if we go into our maps, right? Main world maps, Iliacum, blah blah blah, Idla or Hidla, depends how you want to pronounce it. And we say that we want to create a waypoint map. Our green thing. If we want to create a waypoint map here, right? Actually, you know, I don't even know if I need waypoints at this point. Because if the navigation system works very good, I could just set locations. I don't need a network, you know. Do you understand what I mean? Because the way it's done in PlaneShift today, I will show you. I will tell you how it's done in PlaneShift today. Okay? The way it's done in PlaneShift today is something like this. This armor will move. Yes, it moved. Okay, sorry, it was a bit of nostalgic moment. So the way it works in PlaneShift today is the following. So we have our map, right? And is it big enough for you? I don't know if it's big enough. I can zoom it in. Okay, like this. We have our map, and we have a table in the database which is called waypoints, which is called SC waypoints, aliases, AC waypoint, AC waypoint links. We have actually three tables. Which are just managing waypoints, and waypoints basically are things like this. So let's put it in red. I think you understood already, but just to, so for example, here I have a waypoint which is the location of the blacksmith, right? And then I have another waypoint which is here, which is connected by a line, but the line obviously is not visible, which is just the exit. And then I have another one which is here, which is in front of the blacksmith. And then I have another one which is here that allows the NPC to walk here. And then I have another one which goes here, allows the NPC to walk here. And then I have another one which goes here, allows the NPC to move in, and so on, right? And we have a million of this, no, a million no, but we have hundreds of these waypoints, which basically allow NPC to look like they are going around, right? I don't know how many we have, but let's say that this is the one that we have, right? So they can like, and some of them are connected to each other, they form like a network, right? So like this one maybe is going back, but they have to be lines, but you understood the point, right? Maybe this one is connected here, but it's also connected here, and it's also connected here. So when the NPC is moving, we actually search the shortest path in this thing, and he moves. And plus we have some labels, right? So we have some aliases, we call it aliases. So for example, this one will be called it's a bit too big, will be called like Harmquist, right? And so in my scripting, I can and this will be, I don't know, Middle Plaza, right? Middle Plaza. And so in our scripting, what we do today in PlaneShift is that we tell maybe an NPC to go visit Harmquist at 6 o'clock, and then at 7 o'clock he goes to the middle of the plaza, and then he sits down and he says, I like the fountain, right? And then at 10 o'clock he goes back to Harmquist, and then at 12 he goes back to his home. So this is how it works today, right? Today it works like this. And so you see NPCs moving around and acting like if they are real, and if they have something to do during the day, right? This is how it works today. Now in Unreal, I'm just wondering if we really need this, because you have seen the armor, right? You have seen the armor. The armor is moving without any network, because it's just using pathfinding like we do when we are in combat. Because like when we are in combat, obviously we are not using this system to move, but we are just, say, chasing the player. So it's working differently. But the armor is following us already in a pretty smart way. The only problem is that it's not simulating. So it's always choosing the shortest path, right? It's always using the shortest path, which is a bit annoying, because it means that if I have, let's say, the full map, right? If I take the full map, if I take the full map for a second, right, which is this one, let's say, I don't think that's good enough. Okay, that's good enough. If I take the full map and I'm zooming it in a bit, right? And I want an NPC to go, let's say, from the temple. Let's say that we want him to go from the temple, which is here, which is one waypoint, and we want it to go to the tavern, which is here, right? To the tavern. Maybe, considering he will calculate the shortest path, he will not walk on this road, right? He will not do this, right? He will not do this, unfortunately. But maybe we'll do something messy as I don't know, as this. Is it a road here? Yes, it's this, then this, then this, and then yes. Here I think he has no choice, so he has to go up here anyway and go here, right? So I will choose the shortest. Now, is the shortest always the best? For simulating a character moving in a city? It's a good question, huh? Because maybe it is, maybe it is. Maybe the shorter is what you would do as well. If you want complex things, U4 has this EQS environment query system. I have no idea what is it, but I read something about it. Maybe I should read about it, because environment query system, we can search it. Environment query system, Unreal EQS environment query system. Environment query system is a feature of the artificial intelligence system of Unreal for collecting data on the environment, asking questions of the data through tests, and returning then one of the best fit this question has. You can use to find the closest power-up, figure out which enemy has the highest threat, or find cover. Well, the closest power-up seems pretty easy to me. You just do a sphere, and like we did for our tracing, you do a sphere and you search the closest. But figure out which enemy is the highest threat. I mean, this one we usually do it by C++. This is what we did, but it could be interesting to see how they do it. Or to find cover. Find cover is very interesting. Find cover is very interesting, because we don't do it now, so I don't know how they do it. I can study it a bit, maybe not now on stream. I can study it off stream. And environment calculator system and environment blah 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 blah. Generator test, creating a query, artificial intelligence environment query. I like this. Route, trace to query on camera, distance to query, .2D. So you're basically creating a query by visual scripting, But we maybe can do it just with blueprints, or what is the difference? I don't know. I have to study this a bit. I don't want to do it now, but it could be interesting. Could be interesting to see. Provide single location. Yeah, I have to see this, because this is probably complementary to what I want to do. But just going back to what I was saying, so we can have for sure we need locations, right? So the starting point and the final point we need. Otherwise the NPC doesn't know what's what, right? So he needs to know where is the entrance to the temple, what is the entrance to the tavern. Maybe he may know about an area, not just about So maybe you can identify that all this area of the plaza, excluding maybe the fountain, is an area where he can, all these parts, where he can just walk freely, and when he has a spare time, when the NPC has a spare time, he can just walk freely in that area and just randomize movement, or sit down or look around or say something. Yeah, so I think we need to have areas like this, and I think we need to have at least the main points, the main locations set, so like again the entrance to the tavern and such. This means though that the NPC will search the shortest path. The shortest path have a few issues for me, because the shortest path means that if you have 10 NPCs on the map, or 50 or 100 NPCs on the map, they are trying to go to a certain place, they will kind of all use the same path, Is that okay? I don't know, because the way we were doing it in Plan Shift was that we were having all these intermediate paths, So again, it was having 1 year, 1 year, 1 year, and it may be just for some variation, We added also something like this, like 1 year. So it was like going home or going to this place, then going back. So this must be a waypoint. Then going back and then going here and then go. So obviously it looks a bit more robotic, because it's like this NPC always go in this precise place, which is maybe not very nice, because he's always going in this place of the plaza, then he's always going here, then he's always going here, or anyway, even if he's randomized, you will recognize the pattern. So he's not really walking around freely, but is seeking is going to a specific place. Yeah, so that's probably the bad of this system. You say simple way to put hidden actors as points. Yes, for sure I needed to have the points, right? But I was expecting the navigation system to be able to give this to me already. So I'm a bit surprised that I don't have already, I don't have under navigation or something, I don't have a basic object which is just a waypoint for the navigation system. Also because that point will be a fixed point. It's not. I don't know if for the engine is different, but having a fixed point will be for us. I mean, will be for the engine maybe lighter than having a real character, for each waypoint. I mean, we already have a lot of characters, and having other characters just for waypoints seems a bit of a waste to me. Seems a bit of a waste. I don't know. I have to research this a bit more and see. I think I have to research this and understand how the people are doing it. I mean, if there is a way, navigation special locations. I mean, it's like a point of interest, It's like a special location that you are flagging on the map. Find path to location. What is find path to location? pathfinding, navigation data, point control. No, but they always give coordinates. So it's like they are not putting the actor on the map, but they are using coordinates. So could we just use coordinates and that's it? But coordinates is a bit annoying because it means that we will not see in the level these kind of things. I want to see it in the level. I want to see, for example, I don't remember the houses of the NPC personally, but I think some of you may know. But I want to see that, I don't know, this house, is the house where Anquist goes to bed, and so I would like to see here a marker of some kind. So basically my question is, what is the lighter marker we can place that then we can follow? I think anything, right? Because then we will extract the coordinates. So we will place any object, the lighter object possible, and they will just extract the coordinate, and then we will just say to our AI move to or whatever to move to that coordinate using a specific speed and specific. Now the only problem is that if the AI is interrupted while it's moving to that location, if it should stop, right? And in our case, we want it to stop. That's why actors are pretty heavy, I think. So I don't know what is the lighter object, that we may have. I mean, I'm thinking something like I don't know, a point light. No, a light is heavy, but because if you just use an empty actor, I think the actor is bringing with him a lot of stuff. Empty character, empty pawn, cube. I don't know, maybe just a cube, just we actually need a point, like a point light, but it's not making any light. What is the best way to, yeah, maybe an empty actor at the end, maybe an empty actor, but empty actor, because actor is derived from a lot of stuff. I mean, actor, a actor is derived from uObject. Well, it's only derived from uObject actually. It doesn't have too many. It doesn't have too many levels. Maybe it's okay. Is the base class for an object can be placed or spawned in a level. Action may contain a collection of the components. So maybe an empty actor is fine. Because I would like at least to have a name to it, so that I cannot place it here. I take my empty actor. Let's try to put an empty actor. Okay. I put an empty actor, which is something like this, and then I would like at least to name it somehow. So at least to have, instead of actor, I will call it, Harnquist House, something like that. And then when it's called Harnquist House, then I can say to my AI to go there, right? So I could do something like, if I go to my falling armor, which is now here, falling is no more falling. We will call it live armor. Okay, it's called live armor. But anyway, when we go here, we could let's clear a bit of this stuff. We could At the moment, she's following the player. Right? We don't want it to follow the player anymore because we decided, okay, it's already NPC. So let's remove this. Let's have this armor move to random set of places on the map. Okay, so I want this location, which is Unquist armor, Unquist house. I want another place that is like here. I don't know, maybe here. You know. Um, so this one will be. But you know, I think I have to subclass this. Otherwise, I will search it. I will search this object because I have to search this object then and say go to blah blah blah. You know. So, or I do a find actor, but doing a find actor on the whole game, I mean, it seems to be pretty crazy. So maybe this thing needs to be, you know, a subclass, which is my, you know, I have to do a new blueprint class, or not even new. Must be a blueprint class, or no, I just want to, can I subclass this empty actor? Should I make it C++? It's only or blueprint or C++ class. I cannot do just a new something, right? No, I think I cannot. Okay, let's do a blueprint class for now, and I derive it from actor. So this will be called waypoint. So because if I do it like this, I will never be able to search that thing. So at least I know that it is a waypoint, and this waypoint is called, for example, elegant house, and this one is called oops, this one is called, I'm gonna remove it, I add my waypoint actor, and this one is called Harvest House. Okay, Harvest House. So we have two waypoints at the moment on the map. So what I wanted to do is that my living armor, my live art, living armor, my living armor is moving every 10 seconds. 10 seconds seems a bit too low, but anyway, let's try 10 seconds. Maybe we'll go back and forth before it finishes. So every 10 seconds it moves between the two, right? So we need a kind of a flip-flop thingy. Random move. I think we have a flip-flop, which is doing A and B, and is doing move AI to. So we need to search for our. So should we do find object of class? What was the name? Find no, get all actors of class. Yes, get all actors of class, and then we say waypoint we just created, and yeah, actually like this we will be searching all the waypoints in the whole game, which you know, seems a bit crazy. All the waypoints of the whole game seems a bit crazy. So maybe we need an array. Maybe we need to keep the waypoint at the beginning. All the waypoint. Okay, I will think to a way, but maybe the best way would be for each map we keep a set of waypoints, and then we call that, you know. So we only cycle on the waypoint of that particular map. Otherwise we'd be crazy, you know. We will have thousands of this. So also because what I do now, I should just compare by name. Comparing by name is so bad. is so extremely bad. I mean, we can do it for now, but for sure I don't want to compare by name. For sure I don't want to compare by name. I will never want to compare by name. I mean, now we do it, but obviously that's a huge performance loss for nothing, because we should have IDs, and we should have an integer, and that's it. The mapping table and whatever is needed. So what we do, we search for. Oh, sorry, that's very stupid. We just put a variable and we just name it, right? So a variable is location to go. There is a string, and will be an ID. Will be an ID in the future, right? Will be an ID in the future. So so location to go. That is Arnquest house, and in the other one will be elegant house, and maybe if it doesn't find anything, I think it can go back home. So if it doesn't find, in any case it doesn't find, let's say that home is whatever here, so this will be home, right? So if it doesn't find anything, it goes there. So it's setting this, then it's going here, then it's searching, doing this for loop, and this for loop is just at this point searching for get name, get object name, get display name, get whatever. I think it's get object name. If get object name is equal to our location to go, right? If is equal to our location to go branch, then what we do? Then I need also a found, which is a boolean, which by default is false. And so if we find it, first thing I want to do, I want to set this as found, and if not, no, and then what I do, I want to break though. I think I need a for each loop break, right? I need a for each loop break. For each loop with break, and this and this and this I remove, and this, and if it's found it breaks. Okay, so it goes out. If it doesn't find it, it will do this to not found, right? And then when it's found, what it does, when it found, no, it completes the loop. Then when it's completed, we have a branch. So if he founds it, then we want to move self, right? Let's remove that. We want to move self to the location or location found, right? So we also need a found object, then found boolean and found object, found actor, found location, right? This would be of type actor, and we have to set it here. So actually this should go here and this should break, and this would be equal to this guy, and if not, found location will be set to empty, right? So we are clearing it out. Then if we find it, then we just move to location, right? Set factor location I don't need. We will just move to the location of found location, get actor location, get actor location. If he's not found, then if he's not found, then we just do a search of our home location. Maybe we can make that a variable, so in the level, so there is I don't know, we will not do it this way anyway, so, but if it's not found, we should probably, okay, let's not do this. I don't care if it's not found. If it's not found, I don't care. At the moment, we assume that these two are found. So elegant tiles and Arquin tiles. So every 10 seconds, it flip flops between the two, and so you should try to move, right? If the logic is right, which I assume it is, then it's printing out a new position. Okay, well, but we will see it anyway, so it's not needed to print out anything. We don't need any of this anymore. Okay, so let's try this just for fun and see what it does. Right, let's save the level. I started normally, I would say. So I start client and server, and we see if it does something. In theory, every 10 seconds it should search one location and then the other location and try to move there at the speed that is part of the I've seen few errors here. Couldn't find file for package waypoint. That doesn't mean I didn't save something or didn't compile something. Probably this waypoint is not saved. Okay. Is there a save all or not? There should be a save all, right? Save all. Okay. Because I think we didn't save the waypoint, and so it was complaining that it couldn't load it. Let's see. It's got to be late. I think I need to go, unfortunately. But let's just test this and see if it moves. Wow, the printout, boys. The printouts. I will remove them sooner or later. What is going on? Wow. There is a super verbose that I cast. Maybe we can remove it now because it's like spamming so much that it cannot even stop, you know? Cannot even load in game. Let's see if our little armor is moving. Where is it? At the moment it's here. It's not doing anything. It didn't print anything as well, so we don't have a lot of but it's not. It's definitely not moving. It's definitely not moving. Begin play, timer, every 10 seconds, flip flop, set the location, get a letter of class for each loop, search, but maybe object name we never find it. Maybe it's not the object name, but maybe it's not the object name that I want. What do you think? Maybe it's not that. Location to go, I said it is, so maybe it never finds it. I don't know. Branch. If it's equal, it is an equal string, so it should be okay. Strange, okay. Let's just try to do this. Let's just print out something. Let's just print out the name of the object that we find, and that should be it. But it's not moving at all. At the moment, doesn't care about moving. It's not following us anymore because we removed that piece of code. You're saying you don't have enough disk space to set up Unreal Engine at home? Okay. You need to make waypoint system somehow. Sometimes I use TeamViewer to control the PC at work, but it's a pain. Well, what do you mean? So to use the other PCs that you have somewhere else that have more power? Okay, I understand. I don't know, I think a waypoint system like this can be okay, right? We just use empty actors for locations and then we just ask the NPC to move from one place to another. Be enough. Let's see what it says. Elegant house, Anquist house. Okay. Well, actually the names are a bit weird. Elegant house doesn't have a space into it. Anquist house actually has Anquist house underscore 394. I have no idea why. But anyway, we can put a, maybe we can put an ID, you know, we can put a, yeah, we can put a variable, you know, an ID or something. I mean, this guy could have this living armor, no, this whatever it is. The waypoint could have an ID variable which is exposed to the outside, and so I could have an ID, you know, and this ID is just an integer, and we just go by that. I don't know what is the easiest, but maybe we have a mapping. I have to think about it. I don't know. Maybe I don't have a solution now, but we need to do something like that. So it is quicker to compare than a string, because comparing a string seems very stupid. Okay? Super time consuming. Super consuming. I see. Yeah, that could not be enough for a real engine, I guess. What I wanted to do, I wanted to just set the ID of this thing. Okay. So if I compile and save and make this ID visible, right, and I make this ID visible from the outside, then when I'm here, I think I should be able to see the ID. Here it is. So this was home. So home will be 3 for us. And then we have the elegant house, which is 2. What is it? Here. this guy will be 2, and this guy will be 1. This guy will be 1. And again, at the moment I'm just testing things, okay? So there is no intent to keep it as I'm doing it now. It's just mainly brainstorming on what are the capabilities of the engine and how I can do things, but I'm not designing anything. I'm just purely testing at this point. Testing few things just for fun. So location to go will be an integer, and yes, I want to change the variable type. I know it's making a mess, but it's okay. And then it will be 1 and 2, or 2 and 1 is the same. And then here when we do the equal, we will do equal integer, and we will say, instead of get object name, we will cast to waypoint, and after casting to waypoint, we will get the ID, and we will compare this ID with this. Maybe the other way around is nicer. Okay. We compare this with this, and if this is okay, then we branch and blah blah blah. Right? We go there. So now I think it should work, because the strings, for some reason, the object name was changed. Item is already a waypoint. You don't need to cast a waypoint. Oh, nice. Very nice. Thank you for telling me. Okay. Yes, because we do the get actor of class, so we already have an array of that. Okay, let's see if it moves, and then I think I will have to call it a day, because I really need to go now. Really need to go, my friends. But let's test this as the last thing. It should move. I hope it moves. Doesn't log in at all. I should remember to remove the verbose for a navigation system, because it's so verbose. It's so insanely verbose. These two things, I will comment them out. How are we doing? Okay. Well, the armor is not here, so yeah, it's moving. It's going places. Where are you going, little armor? Come here. You're going somewhere, huh? Where are you going? You're going down there? You're going to the elegant house? You have 10 seconds to go. You finish your time, huh? You're not going back to the other place. You finish your time again. Okay, so it's working. It's basically working. So you know what is the point though? You see how it moves? You see how it moves? It's searching the shortest path, and so this means that, for example, it's really moving close to the fountain. I mean, so close that it's kind of weird. It's moving like so. I think an NPC will look a bit bad if it's just, you know, doing all the corners of the houses, you know. So like, he's searching the shortest path, like a robot, and not like a person. I mean, a person never searches the shortest path, you know, when he's walking in a city. So I think we will have to put in some fuzziness to this. Maybe there is a fuzziness to the shortest path. Okay, anyway, it works, which is pretty good. So it works. We have a, and the only thing that bothers me a bit is that the trees are become black after we added the random, no, the dynamic generation. Our trees are not working anymore. I don't know why. Oh, by the way, now we can see the nav mesh also on the client side. Look at this, my boys. We can. Why the trees became black? I have no idea. I don't think they were black before, eh? I don't think. Look at our small armor with the brain on it. It's running with a brain on it. Okay, anyway, if we go here, anyway, having all these tools available is just amazing. If we go here and we stand at 20 meters from her, like now, she will try to chase me. No, I don't want you. You're ugly. You're ugly. I don't want you. No. Oh, you're stuck. I say there is she probably can jump or anyway step up a certain amount of centimeters and then she cannot. She's not smart enough to run on the stair though, which is strange. She doesn't go around. This bothers me a bit. Because she cannot jump on top of this, but she could just go around, you know. It is not very nice. She should just go around here, right? She doesn't see me now, so she doesn't see me, she doesn't. There is something we'll have to check, because if it's failing on such a stupid case, maybe a real problem for monsters, you know, because you just do this, and then you are free to kill the monster with spells for the rest of your life, right? Because he's stuck on something. We will have to check how good is this pathfinding. Maybe we just need to tweak, you know, the navigation, because there are a number of parameters in the navigation that tells exactly this kind of thing. So what is the minimum step, the maximum step, what is the, I mean, there are some parameters, right? Okay, that's it, boys. See you probably tomorrow. I think can be tomorrow already, I would say. Bye bye. We can do this, boys. We can have our game in our one day it will be